Okay, so what I wanted to talk about today was doing like what am I calling it here? A holiday lead generation blitz.
Yeah.
The idea being that you're gonna use this time when everybody else is apparently out of town or busy with holiday stuff, too busy to
Mhm.
work. I'm just kidding. But when everybody's out and, focused on other things and they're not really reaching out so much, and you can do that and kind of stand out and get a little bit more response, get a little more connection with those people that you've been kind of trying to reconnect with, either leads or past buyers or just contacts that you had that you haven't really like made taken to the next step yet, right? So obviously, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year are always a nice little way in, to just send the message. But also, I think it's good to make it, specific to why you're reaching out, because even though you might be saying Happy Holidays, you also want to say a little more than that. You don't just want to have the conversation only be about that, right? Because at the end of the day, you're still a real estate professional. You're reaching out to remind people that, hey, you're here for them. And if they need you or if they know somebody who needs you, you're there, right? And also saying happy holidays and being friendly and putting your face in front of them or your message in front of them, right? And since a lot of other people aren't doing that, this is a really good time to make sure you do that because people appreciate it and they'll remember it hopefully a little bit more than they might any other time of the year. So I have some scripts for both text messages and email templates that you can send out between now and after the new year. And I say like every day, just hit at least 10, you know, just take 45 minutes, however long it takes, and send these messages out to the various people that you want to connect with, and then just kind of track and see how that ended up for you. Did that start any conversations? Did that get people's interest renewed about buying or selling? Or maybe they gave you an update like, hey, by the way, we already did this thing, or our interest shifted, or some major thing happened in our life and now we have to take a different path. At least it'll give you something to like figure out what is your next step with this particular lead or client or contact. And you can update that in your own list and then hopefully generate some business for yourself in 2026. Some leads, some referrals, whatever you can get out of it. Just make connections and try to see how many conversations or appointments you can set up based on that. And I put together a little cheat sheet for this. I'm going to go ahead and email you guys
Yeah.
the link. It's going to be in the training drive. Because I think I don't want to take time to like read them all. Um, and well, okay, I'll give you a couple of examples. Okay. So, um, for example, like this would be kind of someone who was maybe looking for a home before, but hasn't really gotten there yet. You can say happy holidays, Tom. I hope you're enjoying the OC lights because here we're in Orange County and there's a lot of really pretty lights everywhere. Still hunting for that 3 bed under 1.2 with a yard. There's some new ones that just hit the market. You want a tour after New Year's? It's light, it's friendly, it's not pushy. It's just, we know you got plans right now, but hey, after the new year, you want to get back out there? It's like that, right? It just starts a conversation. It at least lets them answer back however they want, and it's not asking for much. It's just basically saying, hey, how you doing? You still interested in this? And if you have someone who, let's say, is thinking about selling, right? Or buying or has some goals that they were trying to hit this year that they talk to you about. You can maybe do an email that's a little bit longer. In an email, obviously, you can write a little bit more, but I would still always keep it short. The shorter you keep it, the better the response is going to be, right? Short and friendly. And if you're ever questioning when you're writing something, is this too long? Is it too wordy? Is it too blah, blah, blah? ChatGPT is your best friend. You bounce in there and you say, here's the email I just wrote. Here's the message I want to send and what I want them to do based on this email. Can you help me shorten this up or make it more friendly or make it more casual or make it more pushy or whatever the thing is you want to do? And it will do that for you. The one thing that I like about ChatGPT is that when you start having a conversation with it about something you're trying to tweak, right, or create, it'll spit something out at you, right, based on the prompt that you give it. But the best thing to do from then is to respond back to ChatGPT as if it were a real person. You gotta, don't think of it as it's a computer program or it's AI. Think of it as I'm bouncing this off my best friend, or I'm bouncing this off of Bobby or whoever. And talk to chat the way you would talk to another person, because when you do that, it understands the way you speak. It understands the kind of language you use. And when it gives you back responses, they'll be more like you. So try not to be too professional when you talk to chat. And oh my God, Carla, that is the cutest doggy. Put him back on the screen.
I had to go and pick him up, and I'm trying to keep him out of the camera, but he was just got groomed. Thank you.
Bring the doggy. We want it. We want it all. And I'm just putting that out there when you're running things through chat. Talk to it like you would anybody else. If you have the option to like do the voice speak in there, use it rather than typing a response or a request to that system, because it learns you better that way, and it'll give you stuff that's more like you when you ask it for things. So just putting that out there. And also, if you're sending a text message to these people that you're following up with, yes, you can type it. But I would highly, highly suggest right after that to send a little picture of you with that says Happy Holidays above it. Put your face next to your message. That's the easiest way to do that. You could also just make a little video with what you want to say to them and send them that video instead of a text message. Try to keep it under 30 seconds, otherwise it has a hard time sending those. And the videos sometimes don't necessarily always go through great with every phone system, so obviously the text is the safest bet, but always just follow it up with a picture of yourself, Happy Holidays above it, something that you can quickly generate on Canva, or even just yourself. But put your face with your message whenever you can. Same goes with your emails. In the closer of your emails, try to put something that says Happy Holidays, warm wishes for a new year, something like that in your face again, your picture. It just, I don't know, they connect better when they see you.
Yeah.
So the other tips were to always personalize it, use their name always in the message, and then reference anything that you did with them before, like a past search you did on a home, or something you discussed with them about selling, or a particular market they're in, like that area of the Inland Empire, or a particular city that they were really focused on. Just reference those things when you send these messages, because then it'll feel less like you're just blasting this out to a whole bunch of people, right? You don't want that. You don't want that feeling ever. Add a little value if you can. If you have time, you don't have to do this, but add that whenever you can, such as maybe a picture of one or two listings if the discussion is about the homes that they're looking for, or if it's about selling, or maybe what might be happening towards January. You can add a little snapshot of the market in that area. This is maybe a little bit easier to do in an email, But I feel like anytime you can add a little value like that, it makes them feel like, oh, look, they didn't just send me a message saying hi and do you know anybody that I could help? But they're giving me something too, right? They're going out of their way to give me some information, something helpful, even if I'm not reading it. They feel like, oh, that was nice, and now they feel like they want to reciprocate. That's especially important in any of the texts or emails that you send where you're asking, do you know anybody else that I can help that might be wanting to move or sell, right? I'm here for you and for them. Anytime you're asking for a referral, it's great if you can give them something too, because they're more likely to want to reciprocate and give you something back. Yeah. Um, Also, the other tip is sending texts between 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's a sweet spot. Too early, they're busy getting ready. Too late, they're already in their evening plans. They don't care. And if even if they want to respond, they'll think I'll respond to her later, and then they'll forget. Earlier in the day is better. And Tuesday through Thursday for text messages is best. The rest of the days they get really busy. For emails, Monday or Wednesday is mornings are best. Why
Oh, yeah.
Mondays?
So
You would think
better.
Mondays they're like catching up on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
They're definitely in their inbox on Monday mornings, and apparently Wednesday mornings as well. So Mondays or Wednesdays, just for email purposes, and then just track what you do. Keep a list of who you connected with. If you have your CRM, make a note in there. Hey, I sent them this follow up, and then plan for the next one. Um, Keep track of what you do. Keep track of your results because it'll help you to figure out, well, how am I going to do this for the next holiday thing, right? Because the next holiday thing would be like Easter, or then it would be summertime, or it would be, whatever. Just you can kind of rinse and repeat what's working. So track what's working. On the sheet I'm sending you guys, there's a spot for you to put your little goals. Hold on. Send to voicemail. Okay. On the sheet I'm sending you, there's a spot to put your goals of how many you want to contact, how many conversations or appointments you generate, and how many referrals you want to get. And then there's a spot to put your results. So you can kind of use the sheet to track, I guess. But I would also take note of who you contact somewhere, if not on the sheet somewhere. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I think that's all I had. Do you guys have any questions?
Carla, Jazz, I think we lost Tanya. Oh,
Do you
Oh,
happen
yeah, I think
to
so.
have, I'll take off my camera. Do you happen to have like a database of leads at the office or anywhere around
what?
that you need someone to follow up with?
We sure do.
I do.
Yes,
How many
I'll
would you
take
want?
all of them.
4,000, 5,000? I don't know. Let me show you something. I'm gonna show you guys something as soon as we're done with Monica. Then I'm going to go into those. So let's finish up here. Um,
Mhm.
I'm good. If you guys have
anyone?
any questions, let me know. Otherwise,
Okay.
if you're ever unsure about stuff you want to send out, I always say, run it by somebody. Like if your spouse is right next to you or your, friend or whatever, say, hey, does this sound good to you? Would you like this? Would you respond to this?
Mhm.
If anything, I say when it's short little messages like this that are meant to be very friendly, ideally run it by someone who is not in real estate.
Mm,
Run it by a
mhm,
regular,
right.
normal, everyday person that's seeing it not how we're seeing it, but from a regular, everyday person's perspective, from the client, from their perspective, right? Um, and just get a quick feel. You can also feel free to run it by me or by Bobby or anybody, any one of us, or put it in our group chat. Say, hey, I want to send this message out to a bunch of people. What do you guys think? You know?
Or, yeah, that's a good idea. Or like you said before, ChatGPT, throw it in there.
Yeah, yeah. And not for nothing, but these are text and email examples that you can send out. But you can also use these text examples in instant messaging. Highly, highly recommend that those that you are connecting with on social media especially those that you haven't really made a strong enough connection with. They've seen that you're in real estate and maybe very briefly mentioned that, or that hasn't really gotten into it. That's a great place to really connect with them too, because a lot of people are spending a lot of time on social media over the holidays,
They
especially
will.
those people
Yeah.
who are not going out to a lot of events and they're just on their phone all day because they don't really like the holidays, you know? And so if you're home and you're kind of like, ooh, get away, I just want to be by myself right now. They're glued into social. So make a presence there, and not just by posting something. That's fine, but reach out to them directly with a direct message, with a DM, and say, hey, how you doing? You know, hope you're having a good holiday, by the way. Or just start a conversation, even if it's not necessarily real estate related. Just this is a good time to reach out in that venue for sure.
Oh. Yeah, I know I sent this. All
Oh,
right,
what happened?
so is there any other questions for Monica? If not, I'm gonna go ahead and go into my little thing here. Yeah, I sent it to myself and I don't see that it came across yet.
Probably still
That's
loading.
so weird. All right, I'm gonna try and send it again. So if you sent me your targets, I sent you a little marketing plan, and I just want to show you real quick how to best use that. And to address your question, Carla, about leads, I would rather teach you how to get your own leads rather than give you leads, because if you get your own leads, they're going to be more um, tuned in to you. We attract what we are, right? So whenever anybody asks me or says to me, I'm not outgoing enough to be in real estate, that doesn't even make sense, because shy people need a real estate agent too. And somebody who doesn't have that gregarious, outgoing personality may not feel comfortable with somebody like that. So your clients are going to be people who are like you. So therefore, if you find your own um, leads, then they're going to be coming from where you are at, right? So, in order for someone to be in your sphere, we use this a lot, sphere of influence, SOI. In order for someone to be in your sphere, you have to let them in. You have to invite them. You have to open the door for them. So unless you have some sort of door open for them, they're not coming. And your clients come from your sphere of influence. If you're not letting anyone into your sphere, you're not getting any clients, or you are beating to death the people that are there now because you're saying, do you want to buy? Do you want to sell? And you're not asking new people. You're just kind of regurgitating the same people. So we need to open those doors. And what I sent you, if you did send me that information, is a way to do just that. Did info at curves? Okay, I'm gonna try sending it again. I thought I sent it, maybe not. Anyway, um, it's like it's kind of like the concept. Lacey lost her ring in the house, and she was saying, I heard on this podcast that, you know, if you never let anything out of your house, then you will always have the thing that you lost with you around you somewhere, right? It might be lost in the house, but if nothing leaves, and the only way things leave are in two different ways, right? Through the trash and through, on your person. So she checked the trash, and sure enough, she found that damn ring. And it's kind of like along those same lines. You have to look at, where are you letting people in? And this is not a physical door. This is a kind of a conceptual door. So Let me see. Okay, there it is. All right, I'm going to share my screen with you and I'm going to show you a couple of different things. Well, the first one is what we call a 14-day prospect lead funnel. And the purpose of that is to open that door and bring those people in. Let me get back to the Zoom. Okay, I guess I got to do that. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. And it's right here. Okay. All right. So when you have, your database or whatever you're going to use, some people use an Excel spreadsheet, a database, an actual CRM. I would highly recommend using what do we call it? Line Desk. No, it's
Mhm.
Lone Wolf. I would highly recommend using Lone Wolf because there's more tools on there. You have the Cloud CMA, you have Cloud Streams, which is a way to keep in contact with your clients and feed them properties when you're working with buyers. Monica, did you want to add something?
I have a question about that because I tried to get over into Lone Wolf, the relationship basics, the new CRM that used to be
Yeah.
Line Desk, and
Yes.
it kept bumping me out of there. Like it was trying to convert back to a login I had created for Lion Desk before and connect that
Oh.
to my MLS because
Hmm.
you're getting this through MLS, and
Right.
it just keeps it's not letting me get in there. So I
Wow.
wasn't sure how you guys activated the relationship thing without having to pay for it.
Oh, you have to pay for it. It's not a free benefit anymore. But it's not terribly expensive. It's probably the one of the least expensive options out there if you're looking at, HubSpot or any one of those. I think I'm paying 35 a month.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what was the problem because I could have
Yeah.
swore it said that it was a benefit through car and through the MLS.
Yeah, it used to be,
Okay.
but they added like everything else, what
Okay.
used to be
Got it.
a benefit is now a paid product. Yeah.
But again,
Okay.
all the tools through it to help keep organized, aside from like if you chose to use Excel, there's plenty of tools, options, and things to keep yourself organized and label how it
Mhm.
works best for you.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. No, the
So,
CRM is fantastic. I was just
so
I
that's
was
that's
I was
that part's
thinking I was reading it
beautiful.
wrong and it's supposed to there's supposed to be a version of a CRM that's free with our
Right.
with our membership that we pay for. That's like over a grand, you know.
A year, yeah.
You
Well,
know
you
what I
know what?
mean?
And if I'm missing something, then I would love it would seem like they should offer that to us. And if I'm missing something, then yay, I would love
Worst
to
case, you guys
know
can
that.
always anybody can use HubSpot for like up to like 1,000 people for
Yeah.
free.
What else is there? I was using, oh, I can't even remember the name, but yeah, there's a few out there that are free. And as long as you don't have, more than 1,000, you can continue using it. So a lot of different options. Like I said, you could always use a spreadsheet as well. Okay, so what this is a way to add people to your database in a structured, systematic way that makes it kind of takes the thinking out of it because what stops us most of the time, I'm going to speak for myself, and when I start thinking about something too much, it will stop me from actually doing it because I get overwhelmed. When I think about having to, if I look at a marketing plan, it says reach out to 5 warm leads. Well, that overwhelms me because I don't know what is my warm leads, and who I haven't ever talked to them before. I don't have the structure around that to be able to say, oh yes, I just called this person, this person, this person, this person. It does not, it never has worked for me, that type of marketing plan. So when I found this, I was delighted. So what we do here is we find our prospects. What's a prospect? A prospect is somebody we know, but we don't know their real estate goals, right? So it could be somebody as close as your sister or as distant from you as your next door neighbor. The criteria is you don't know what they need in the real estate world, right? That's the only piece of information that is missing from, all the information you have about them. So you're going to funnel leads into your database through this funnel, and you're going to use homeowners in your farm. Okay, I talked to Aaron over the weekend or last week when we had the party, and Aaron says for 6 cents, that's 0.06 cents, you can buy phone numbers and email addresses for all the people in your farm. So if you haven't chosen your farm and you haven't gotten those phone numbers and email addresses, do it now. Do it now, because these are the perfect people to go into your funnel. Renters, if you're doing any kind of property management, contact your renters. Probate leads. Now, there are places that you get probate leads. One place is the courthouse. We're going to have a training on that in January. He's going to tell you where to get all those leads. So definitely we want to be at that training. Pre-foreclosure leads. Investors, we're always being bombarded by people that say, hey, if you get any great listings, shoot them over. I'm an investor, right? Keep those names. Don't throw them away. These are your prospects. Expired listings, social media cold list, door knocking follow-up, purchase lead list. We want to stay away from those because we don't want to spend money on those for sale by owners. But you can see just in this small list alone, we can get tens of thousands of names just by getting our farm areas and gathering up all those names that we have, but we're not doing anything with, right? Okay, so I think on this marketing plan, it's a sample. Let me grab it here. I'm going to show you a sample marketing plan, but I have to find it first. Oh, I don't know what that is. Where's my... okay. No, wait. Oh, I see. I'm in an email. So I need to go back here. Yeah. Okay. It looks, all four. Okay. Sample marketing. All right. So let me show you the sample marketing plan, and I'll show you how these things work together. So in this sample marketing plan, it says on Monday, this person's going to add 10 prospects into the funnel. On Tuesday, they're going to add 10 more. On Wednesday, they're going to add 10 more. On Thursday, 10 more. Friday, 10 more. And then the weekend, believe there's none on the weekend. So every 10 days, I'm going to go back to the lead funnel. I gotta open it. Okay, let me open it first. I'm gonna have to get better at switching back and forth. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm just gonna switch back. Okay, so on day one, you're going to add 10 prospects to your list. So 10 people you're going to, on day one, send an email. Now on this 14-day prospect, there's also scripts. So here's your day one script. And you get to choose. You can say, you can use this one in a text, you can use this one on a phone, or you can use this one in an email. So you can decide if you're not feeling it for a phone call, then go ahead and send them a text. It doesn't matter. So on day one, those 10 people are going to get an email from you, right? And then on day two, you're just going to take those 10 people through this whole 14-day prospecting funnel. At the end, when you have the 10 people and you've gone all the way through to the end, you're just going to put it on a drip campaign and you're going to send them a newsletter and a market update every single month. That's all you're going to do. On day 2, when you add 10 more, you're going to start with day 1 again. So you're going to have a group of 10 in day 2. You're going to have a group of 10 in day 1. On day 3, you're going to have a group of 10 in day 1, a group of 10 in day 2, and a group of 10 in day 3. So you're going to be sending 10 people an email. You're going to send 10 people a CMA or some value update. And there's scripts at the end, and you're going to send 10 people a check-in text. Now, when you are doing all of this, you're going to get leads. There's no way you're not going to get leads. If you're talking to, because eventually, if you keep adding people into this funnel, you're eventually going to be talking to 140 people every day because you're going to keep adding them in. And I got to tell you, if you look at this in a statistical sense, in a numbers-based fashion, this is the only way this can work because you always have to be adding people into your funnel. If you don't add anybody new into your funnel, you're beating dead horses. Once somebody's already said no, move on, let them go, and move on to the next. If you don't get a yes in that 14 days, you're not going to get a yes. So move on to the next group. Move on, move on. When you get your yeses, those are your yeses. Those are your leads. Come on, let's go. And then when you put everybody, eventually everybody's going to go on a drip campaign, right? They might be just those people who weren't ready in 14 days. Maybe they'll be ready in 6 months. But since you put them through the 14-day funnel and now they're on a drip campaign, when they're ready, they're going to know who to call because every month they're getting an email from you. What's the market looking like? Is now a good time to sell or buy? You can give them that and a newsletter saying, hey, what's new in real estate? What are hot buys? What's the hot listing? So you're keeping them in the loop without beating them to death. And the people who are ready in 14 days, you're going to get them. You're going to get them through this. If they're ready, they're going to be, okay, I'm ready. So this is just a perfect complement to the marketing plan. So I just wanted to go over that with y'all. How does that sound? Does that sound doable?
It sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So Carla,
definitely.
if you want leads, I can give you some from Referral Exchange. Those have a price tag to them. But I'm happy to give them to you. I would, though, suggest doing this, though. Get some farm areas because then you're going to get people that are close to you proximity-wise. So have you gotten a farm list from Aaron before?
No, I have not. And when we were
Oh,
supposed to meet up with the title agent, I think that meeting
yeah.
was canceled. I was going to go ahead and get some farm list from him there. But I can,
Well,
if
here,
I
I'll just
can get his
send you a
email.
text.
Okay.
I'm going to send a group text. And I'm going to hook you and Aaron up right now because the sooner you get those, tell him you want the ones with phone numbers and email messages,
Mm-hmm.
and then start pumping them into this 14-day funnel. I
Okay.
swear to you, it works. I swear to God,
Mhm.
it works. If
Yeah.
you follow this plan and you follow your marketing plan, I guarantee you're going to close more than you want to. You're
Yeah.
going to have more business than you want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Carla and Aaron,
Aaron's really
Careers.
fast about getting you a list for just about anything you need. Just be
Yeah.
specific about an area, and if you're not sure what area to pick, Carla, let me know. I can help you with that too.
Okay.
But he can pull it very quickly. The more
Mhm.
specific you can give him about what area and what types of homeowners or what types of properties you're looking for, the better.
Mhm. Yes. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
And not for
And
nothing, but I totally agree with you, Bobby. Like if they're even remotely serious, you'll get a yes within that 2 weeks. But a yes doesn't necessarily have to mean I'm ready to buy or sell. A yes
Right,
could be I'm ready to have a conversation with you.
right,
A yes
right.
can be, yeah, let's talk about this, or let's get into it, or I have questions, or it just means they're ready to start talking about it.
And if you look at this list here of everything that you're going to be contacting them with and about, the whole idea in this 14 days is to get an appointment because the number of appointments that you have directly relates to the number of transactions you'll close. For every 2 appointments, you'll get 1 client, and that's just statistics. That's just, basic statistics. So, the goal of this 14-day is to meet with them. And then that's when, on the weekends, when you have more time, that's what you reserve your weekends for, is just to meet with people, meet them at a coffee shop, meet them at their house, meet them wherever you want to have that face to face, because that's what sells you is your face. Yeah. And I wanted to comment on something that Monica said about when you're sending a text message, send a picture of yourself if you just can't bring yourself to do a video. Did you know they've done studies and the favorite image for babies, even as tiny as like an infant, their favorite image in the whole world is a human face. We don't lose that. We don't lose that. Why do you think actors are paid so much money? Because we love seeing the human face. So that is everyone's favorite image. You could send them a picture of I don't know, a beautiful sunset. They'd still rather see your face. So that was good. A good,
Good point.
good point. Okay. And reach. Okay, that's all we had for today. Um, to each. I'm just finishing up this
I
text to.
emailed you the copy of that cheat sheet I made.
Yeah.
So that perhaps after the call, since there's some people who just couldn't be on, you guys can email that out with a replay and your tracker and all that stuff, just like as a follow-up.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that and send it to everybody so that everybody can have this information. All
Okay.
right. Well, all right. Well, thank you, everybody.
yeah.
Have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I have really enjoyed this past year with y'all. And next year's going to be even greater because the market's going to be in a better position. I just know it.
And
So
we're going to use our plan.
we're going to use our plans. That's right. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next. We're not meeting next week. Wait, are we?
Next
No,
Tuesday?
we're not meeting next week. I'm going to be on vacation.
Okay.
Monica, unless you wanted to facilitate, we can just skip.
Next Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't mind, if we can skip, I've got a lot that day.
Okay. We'll go
Yeah,
ahead and
like
skip
I
that.
was good to make sure I'm on, but to prep more, yeah, no, let's skip, please.
Okay.
And we'll send out a
All right. I know everybody's really busy, so we'll skip next week. We'll meet the following Tuesday, and I guess we'll see you next year then.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Bye, everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.